had a teacher, a shaman back in the day when I was like early 20s, and he was all about investing in short-term investments and long-term investments. And so your short-term investments would be like stuff that you want to appreciate in the short-term range. So this could be like jujitsu, maybe you like to walk in the park or walk on the beach. You like to enjoy connections and good meals and whatever else, these like short-term investments that by doing the action is inherently fulfilling. And then long-term investments is he used the example of a book. He was writing a book. And so that was like his bigger picture thing. And so anything he was doing, whether it was researching or writing or editing, any of these other sub aspects of creating that book was an investment in that bigger picture. So we can break down our dreams and invest in the bigger picture in a way that we're moving from love, and that the taking the action is inherently fulfilling. Therefore, if there's no result, it doesn't matter because it was already nourishing to do it.
And is that the shore that you mentioned with the Buddha quote? Is that the shore moving with love and being present with the journey itself?
Well, I mean, there's a paradox to it because that too is only a step. And so each of these lessons is only a step, and you move up the step and then there's another step. And so I met this Babaji lineage breathwork guy in Mount Shasta, super deep guy, went through a lot. And what he told me is like, the more you learn and like you delve into this stuff, the more you realize you don't know anything and you never will. And so
Yeah. I feel like that all the time.
there's a teaching that like there's practices we have, whether it's Tai Chi or a meditation practice or these different things, and or yoga, and these things that get us to a place uh, relatively, and then sometimes like they're no longer valuable for us, and we need to evolve our practice or do something new because, coming back to the Buddha, and I don't subscribe to any like religious, I'm very much a spiritual scientist in a sense, and I just study everything and try it and say what works.
Sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
But
Which is why you're on the podcast, man.
he says with the practices, right, that's also like a raft. And when you take the raft, let's say like it's yoga, right? You take the raft and you get to the shore that the yoga could bring you to.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Then arrive at the shore and put the raft on your back and carry it. All right.
Yeah.
So once that practice gets us to a certain level of development and it's like served its purpose for us, then it's appropriate at times to relinquish it and take on something new that will allow us to make that next step, whatever that is. And that's the challenge, right? Because it's such an individualized process and it's different for everybody.
Yeah. So I'm starting to understand your quote a little bit more. So a raft are these practices that we take on into our lives, like journaling or ice baths, and they'll take us to a certain level. And then at one point, this is as far as the ice bath can take you into your spirituality. You got to move up to the next thing, type deal. Is that what you're...
That's like, it can be as deep as that into like, Steiner's teachings or any of these great teachers, any of their teachings are only helping you make that step. And some of them are more comprehensive than others. But at the same time, every moment there's something to learn. And, not going back to like this mundane aspect we're talking about of enjoying like more surface level conversations. Like for me now, I'm like stepping back and just listening more closely, listening more deeply to the entire environment around me, and also what that person is really conveying through their presence, what they're really trying to say, and noticing, okay, what is the need that this person, like in many cases, someone has a need, and I'm feeling into like, what is the need that's wanting to be fulfilled? In the past, I would have had resistance to that because there's like something innate about, someone wants money, you don't want to give it to them. Someone wants love, you don't want to, like, it's like when there's this strong desire, it's like almost like an inherent pushback. But I'm like tuning in myself more, and it's a practice, it's not easy, but feeling that resistance to give that person what they're trying to get and just giving it to them. Cause I was like, one day I was like kind of reflecting, I was like, well, okay, I'm listening to this person. I hear the need that they want. Maybe they want appreciation or gratification or whatever. And I'm like, well, why not just give it to them? Like, and it was like an epiphany for me. I was like, just give it to them. Why not? They want it.
Sometimes you got to give them the bad things they want too.
Yeah, no, it's all cancel, but it's pick your battles, you know.